He was believed to be a lonely orphan until his childhood crush, who is actually a super dangerous spy, comes into his life and ends up marrying him. The story begins with a boy named Tai, who has just lost his family in an accident with a truck. This incident makes him realize that life is fragile, and he becomes scared, thinking he could lose everyone dear to him at any time. His childhood friend, Mutsumi, mourns the death of his family but tells him not to worry, because she will never leave him. Sometime later, we see Tai in his classroom as his classmates approach him, inviting him to go out with them. He turns them down, which frustrates them, because this isn't the first time he has rejected them. They wonder why he doesn't want to spend time with them, but realize he's nervous, so they decide to back off, thinking he must be shy. However, we learn that Tai is happy they approached him. He just doesn't want to talk to people because he still can't get over the death of his family. After they leave, Mutsumi approaches him and gives him food, telling him he needs to eat well. Their classmates observe them and are jealous because they all like Mutsumi. She becomes worried about Tai because he's starting to develop antisocial behavior, saying he needs to talk to people. He reminds her how she rejected their senior, Tanayaka, thinking he's a great person, so Tai wonders why she turned him down. She tells Tai not to think about her, saying he needs to move on and talk to their classmates. Mutsumi is about to feed him, but the vice principal, Hirukawa, eats it instead. She becomes upset, reminding him about his promise to stop snacking, but he explains that he just couldn't control himself. She knows that he's supposed to be on a business trip, but he explains that he changed his schedule because he missed eating her food. He likes the color of her hair, but she tells him to return to his office. He tells Tai to meet him after class, but Tai wonders if he did something wrong, thinking Hirukawa is a weirdo. After class, Tai enters Hirukawa's office, wondering why he was summoned. Hirukawa reveals that he has a collection of Mutsumi's pictures. He explains that he has taken countless pictures of her, revealing that he has been watching her from the shadows to protect her from her seijiters. He knows that Tanayaka asked her out, and we see that Hirukawa tortured him, telling him to stay away from her. Tai realizes he's in danger because Hirukawa is insane and threatens to kill Tai, asking him if he's starting to have feelings for her. Tai becomes stunned as he starts fearing for his life, but Hirukawa tells him not to take it personally, saying Mutsumi is his sister. Suddenly, a girl arrives and presses a button covering the room with light, which allows Tai to escape. He regains consciousness and Mutsumi greets him, saying she's glad that he's okay. However, he realizes that he's surrounded by strangers, so he panics, asking them who they are. Mutsumi tells him to calm down, introducing them as her siblings. She reveals that the girl who saved him is Futaba, and she has a brother named Shinzo, who seems to be obsessed with firearms. Another brother, Kengo, seems to like cats, and her sister Shawn appears to be tech savvy. Her brother Nano likes to perform experiments, and they have a guard dog named Goliath. Mutsumi reveals that they are a family of spies, and Tai can't believe it, wondering if he's being pranked. He takes one of Shinzo's guns, thinking it's a toy, but he shoots it, realizing that it's real. They tell him that being a spy is just an ordinary job, and they're working as freelancers. However, they appear to be struggling because the government spies are offering their services for a cheaper price. Shawn reveals that the family has the best reviews on the internet, and Kengo adds that their brother, Ichiro, is boosting their popularity because the ladies love him. Tai realizes that Kengo is talking about Hirukawa, and Futaba explains that he's a flawed man, but the best spy in the family. Tai wonders why he's being targeted. She reveals that they received intel mentioning that someone wants to kill Mutsumi. Futaba reveals that Mutsumi almost died because of a churro, and the stress from the incident caused her to have white hair. Ichiro blames himself for what happened, so he started obsessing over her, wanting to do everything it takes to protect her. He got rid of the people around her but made an exception for Tai because he's her childhood friend. However, after learning about the intel, Ichiro decided to eliminate him. The alarm suddenly rings as Ichiro enters the house, but the siblings promise to protect Tai. Shinzo reveals that he has placed traps around the house, but everyone knows they're still at a disadvantage because Ichiro has incredible skills. Tai thinks he's causing trouble for them, but Futaba tells him not to think about it, saying it's always been a family issue. She advises him to marry Mutsumi, explaining that there's a rule in their family which prevents them from killing each other. She tells him about the cherry blossom ring, which is used by everyone in her family, saying marriage becomes official the moment half of it is given to the spouse. Ichiro can't kill him if Mutsumi gives him the ring. However, Mutsumi doesn't want to marry him because he still hasn't moved on from the death of his family, and Futaba respects their wishes. Everyone prepares to fight Ichiro, but they realize that he's already in the room, saying he destroyed Shinzo's traps. Futaba warns him to back off, but he refuses, so she suddenly slams him into the ground. Everyone starts ganging up on him, but he's able to defend himself and uses his weapon to blow them away. He tells them to hand over Tai, threatening to destroy the house if they don't cooperate. Futaba charges in, trying to close the distance, but she ends up being restrained. Shawn tells the others to retreat as she prepares to fight, but Ichiro tells her she's no match for him. She doesn't care and summons her drones, ordering them to fire. We cut to Tai as he worries about the others, but Mutsumi reminds him that they aren't allowed to kill family members, so everyone's going to be fine. She shows him a hiding spot, telling him to stay there, but she realizes he's worried, so she assures him that she isn't going anywhere. Ichiro is able to defeat the drones, and he sees Mutsumi with Tai, telling her to give him a hug. She suddenly attacks him, so he uses his wires to restrain her. He admits that he's impressed and removes the mask, knowing Kengo was disguised as Mutsumi. He knows that Mutsumi is pretending to be Tai, and we see Tai watching them, realizing she's in trouble. She removes her mask, telling him to leave Tai alone because he isn't trying to kill her. He agrees to this but tells her she can't leave the house, saying it's dangerous outside. He explains that he's going to get rid of everything around her so that nobody can harm her, and allows himself to get stabbed, mentioning that he's willing to risk his life to protect her. She's about to accept his condition, but Tai suddenly appears, telling Ichiro to let her go. He refuses, saying Tai should stay away from their family. Tai realizes that Ichiro is just like him, because he's also afraid to lose what's precious to him, but Tai doesn't agree with his methods, knowing Mutsumi is suffering because of him. Tai tells her to marry him, saying he's going to be fine because she promised him that she will never leave him. She throws him a ring, but as he's about to take it, Ichiro stops him, saying he will never allow Tai to marry her. Tai refuses to give up and is able to take it, recalling how Mutsumi always looked after him, so he doesn't want her to suffer because of Ichiro. The siblings arrive and see Tai wearing the ring, promising to protect Mutsumi. They celebrate, thinking he's amazing, and Futaba tells Ichiro to train him so that he can protect Mutsumi. The next day, we see Tai waking up, but noticing Ichiro standing over him with a knife. He barely dodges it, and Ichiro praises his reflexes, but Tai thinks he's trying to kill him again. Ichiro explains that it's just a part of his training, saying that spies need to be aware, even when they're sleeping. Ichiro says it's time for some exercise next as he suddenly grabs Tai with his wires. We see Mutsumi preparing their lunches, but she suddenly hears Tai screaming, so she goes to check on him and finds Ichiro helping him stretch. Mutsumi starts to get angry, so Ichiro decides to stop. He checks the time and realizes they need to leave, so he suddenly grabs Mutsumi and they jump out the window as the house suddenly blows up. Tai wonders what's going on, and Ichiro explains that someone rigged a bomb in the house. We see them in a car, and Ichiro receives a report from Shinzo saying the bomb was in the kitchen, so Mutsumi was the target. Tai wonders why someone would want to kill her, so Ichiro reveals that Mutsumi is the 10th head of the Yozakura family. Ichiro goes on to explain that the Yozakura family dates back to the ninjas from the Edo period, and all their descendants have superhuman abilities. However, there's always one ordinary person born as the head. Even though they have no abilities themselves, they carry the superhuman gene, and their offspring will have abilities. It's the duty of the family to protect Mutsumi so they can continue their bloodline. Ichiro notes that they don't care about the bloodline. Everyone just wants to protect Mutsumi as her siblings. Ichiro mentions that Mutsumi will eventually make her debut in the underworld as the leader of the Yozakura family, so her mission right now is to gain knowledge of the ordinary world, but this also gives their enemies a chance to target them. They are suddenly shot at from behind, and Tai freaks out, but Ichiro tells him that the car is bulletproof. The men start firing with bigger guns, but the car dodges out of the way. Ichiro worries about spilling his tea, telling the driver to drive more smoothly, and we see that it's Goliath driving the car. Tai can't believe this, and the men start shooting rockets at them, but Goliath manages to dodge it. Ichiro spills his tea, so he heads out to deal with things himself. He easily blocks their bullets with his wires, and cuts up both of the cars chasing them. He returns to Tai and Mutsumi, reminding Tai that he is now a part of their family, so he must protect Mutsumi too. He plans to teach him everything about being a spy. Ichiro gives him a gun and tells him his first mission is to protect Mutsumi from the assassins for the whole day. They arrive at school, and Mutsumi greets her classmates, but we see Tai following her and doing a sweep of the entire room. The girls find him acting strange. The other boys greet Tai, but they are shocked when they see his face, wondering what's wrong with him. We cut back to the car as Tai is shocked, looking at the gun, but Ichiro tells him they can cover it up even if he kills someone. Mutsumi tells her brother to stop messing around, and Tai is glad to hear this, but she mentions the main threats are bombs and poison, so a gun isn't helpful. Ichiro tells him to look out for a bomber named Taya, saying his bombs are first rate, and Ichiro has even used his services before. Tai wonders why Taya would turn on him, but Ichiro notes that it's common for people in that line of work to easily switch sides. Ichiro reveals that Taya's one flaw is that he's addicted to social media and posts about how his job is going. Ichiro tells them there are hostages he needs to save, so he won't be with them, but warns Tai not to let his guard down, saying Taya has posted that there will be 2 more bombs. Tai must protect Mutsumi at all costs until Ichiro gets back. Tai looks around the room, wondering where the bombs could be, and decides to follow Mutsumi around. Taya makes a post saying the second bomb is in place, so Tai starts freaking out and gets hit by a ball. The other boys check on him, but he sees a figure through the window and rushes towards them. He reaches the infirmary, but hesitates at the door, and the nurse appears behind him, wondering if he's okay. He quickly excuses himself, but we see the woman smile. We cut back to the classroom where Mutsumi chats with the other girls while Tai checks his phone and sees that the final bomb has been placed. He thinks about how Mutsumi has learned to protect herself. The boys apologize to him again for hitting him and give him some chocolate. He eats it straight away, and the boys are shocked he actually took it, reminding him how nervous he is when they normally talk to him. Tai instantly feels sick, so they think that they should take him to the infirmary, but they remember that the nurse is away today, and Tai ends up passing out. He sees Mutsumi when he wakes up, and she mentions how the infirmary is closed. Tai wonders if he was the right person for her, thinking he didn't know anything about her even though they're childhood friends. Even though she is in constant danger, she was always there for him. He thinks about how he never even considered her feelings when he decided to marry her, but she suddenly bonks him, saying that she was the one who picked him, and she thanks him for marrying her. Tai is happy to hear this, but he suddenly notices a bomb on the ceiling. The bomb explodes, and the boys wonder about the sound, thinking it must be one of the science club's experiments. We see Nano and a woman admiring the explosion, and we see that she was actually Kingo. Mutsumi managed to survive, and Tai wonders how Taya could have set the bomb when they were just in a random room. He recalls that the infirmary was closed, and this was the next best place for someone to rest. He realized Mutsumi is being targeted through his movements and finds the 3rd bomb on his body. He understands that Taya announced his moves on purpose so that Tai would stay by Mutsumi's side, making him the bomb that would kill her. With only a few seconds left and the door blocked, Tai jumps out of the building to get away from Mutsumi, but Ichiro suddenly catches him and disarms the bomb, congratulating Tai for completing his mission. Mutsumi wonders what he's going to do with the bomb, and he reveals he plans to return it to its owner. Nano and Kingo appear along with Shinzo, and Mutsumi realizes they were all watching. Kengo says they just wanted to see Tai on his first mission. Shinzo hands over Maya, who begs for mercy, but Ichiro throws him out the window as his bomb goes off, and everyone admires the explosion. We see Ichiro annoyed as Tai arrives at their house, but Mutsumi reminds him how Tai's place was destroyed by the bomb, and that, since they're married, there's no way for him to refuse, so he tells Tai to watch his back. We see Tai lying on the ground as a brute holds on to Mutsumi, who begs him to save her, but he's completely helpless, so the man mocks him for being weak. He suddenly wakes up, realizing it was just a dream. But Mutsumi hears him screaming, so she treats his wounds, revealing that she ordered Goliath to watch over him so that Ikuro would stay away from him. She tells Goliath not to hurt him and assures him that Goliath. Moments later, he begs Futaba to train him, saying he needs to get stronger because he wants to protect Mutsumi. However, Futaba suddenly throws him around, telling him not to rush the process because even a talented fighter telling him that he needs to live in the mansion for a month before his real training begins. He thanks her for the opportunity, but activates a trap and almost dies as she reveals that but it's part of his training, saying he'll never achieve his goal if he can't even get past them. He realized that he could end up dying. Tai reaches the dining table where Futaba reminds him that this is part of his training, but Mutsumi thinks it's too dangerous. Tai wonders how she can activate for the members of the family. We learn that the house is controlled by a computer, which will recognize him as a family member after he clears all of the traps, but Shawn thinks it will take 2 years for him to achieve this. Tai suddenly feels weird as Nana reveals that their food is laced with poison to build up Mutsumi is about to help him, but Futaba tells her to let him handle it. Ichiro approaches, telling her she's gorgeous, but everyone ignores him and they hear everyone is enjoying their daily lives because they can easily get past the traps. But Tai struggles to survive and his life becomes a living hell. In his classroom, his classmates are worried about him, realizing he's in terrible shape, telling him not to push himself too hard. She knows he's doing this because he wants to protect her. He tries to deny this, but she tells him he's not weak. In a flashback, we learn that Tai and Mutsumi used to be neighbors but barely talked to each other. When they were in high school, Mutsumi was bullied because of her hair. A group of girls threatened to cut it off, but Tai stopped them and suddenly cut his hair, shocking the girls, who then decided to leave, thinking he was insane. He explained that she shouldn't be so hard on himself. The next day, the alarm rings, but Tai stops it and manages to walk past the traps. He takes a pistol and is able to hit the power button. Shinzo is impressed, but explains that he still can't change the channel, so Shinzo gives him advice. Shion joins them, revealing that she has Tai's performance data and gives it to Shinzo. Tai thanks them for their help, but wonders why Shinzo is always in a garbage can. She explains that he's shy, but tells Tai that he isn't so different, but believes there's another reason why he's doing so well, and is able to tolerate the poison. Mutsumi thinks he's doing well, and he explains that it's been 3 weeks since he started living in the mansion. Mutsumi gives him milk to help him because he wants to protect Mutsumi. She explains that learning how to survive is also part of his training. Futaba leaves the room, but notes that she was wrong about him, realizing that he has incredible willpower, and that his love for Mutsumi is what keeps him going. So everyone celebrates. She tells him he's doing a good job, but that his real training is about to begin, and everyone's rooting for him, hoping for him to succeed. We see Mutsumi cooking for the family, and she adds a bit of poison as usual, but Tai suddenly asks about putting on a bra, which shocks her. He tries to explain that he was just practicing his disguises, but she doesn't listen. Kengo appears and offers to teach him, but just teases him instead. Shinzo wonders what they're doing, so Tai tears off Kengo's disguise. Ichiro joins them, saying he's going on a mission and he tries to kiss Mutsumi, but she just smacks him instead. We learn that Shinzo is also going on a mission and Tai worries for him, but he mentions it's just a low-level mission where they need to retrieve the original plate for some counterfeit money. Tai can't believe that's considered an easy mission, and Shinzo hands him something before he leaves. We see Tai and Mutsumi walking to school and a baseball suddenly comes flying at them, but Tai catches it without even looking, throwing it back with incredible speed. The coach instantly asks him to join the team. During their lunch break, Mutsumi mentions how his training has made him more superhuman, telling him to be careful so he doesn't expose himself. After school, Mutsumi goes over all the paperwork for the family, and Tai can't believe how she can handle everything, but she says she's gotten used to it, and it's her responsibility as the head. She suddenly notices something missing, so she decides to pay Kengo a visit. Tai can't believe how messy his room is, and Mutsumi tells him he forgot to attach the paperwork for his report. Kengo doesn't think it matters, and Tai suggests looking for it around the room, but Kengo says there's no point looking since he didn't do it. He emerges naked and Mutsumi says he should cover himself in front of her, but Kengo notes how they used to bathe together when they were young. Mutsumi decides to punish him, but Kengo dashes right past them. Tai tries to stop him, but he disguises himself as Mutsumi, causing Tai to hesitate, so he gets away. Mutsumi activates hibernation mode and the house goes into lockdown. Meanwhile, Shinzo crawls through a vent and uses X-ray glasses to assess the situation. He notes that the security is tighter than expected, and the director arrives at the facility, happy with the progress but aware that someone else is in control. Shinzo takes out 2 guards and retrieves the original plate, but the alarm goes off. Mutsumi and Tai search for Kengo, checking with the other siblings, but no one has seen him. In Ichiro's room, they find it filled with pictures of Mutsumi and move on. They are joined by 3 other siblings who wonder what they are doing. Realizing that Kengo was disguised as them, they hear Kengo laugh and spot him in a painting before he runs off. Tai chases him, but Kengo escapes through a tunnel Mutsumi didn't know about, which annoys her. She lifts the lockdown and they return to Kengo's room to finish paperwork. Mutsumi suddenly handcuffs Tai, calling him Kengo. Tai is confused until Mutsumi reveals she knew his goal was to deactivate the lockdown. Noting how the real Tai always lets her pass through doors first, Kengo admits defeat and agrees to do his paperwork. Later, Tai enjoys some curry when they receive a call from Shinzo, who is panicking because there are more enemies than expected and he has used up all his weapons. Despite being a weapons expert, Shinzo is a wimp without his arsenal. Mutsumi asks Tai to help. He sneaks into the facility with a package but is ambushed by a man. Remembering his training with Shinzo, Tai disables the firing mechanism and takes out the man. More enemies approach and Tai manages to take out 2, but the third prepares to call for backup. Shinzo had given Tai a gun that shoots electricity, which destroys the radio. Tai reaches Shinzo, who hugs him terrified. They are found again, but Shinzo disarms the attackers and they head for the exit. Tai is shot in the leg by a sniper, who threatens to finish him off unless Shinzo drops his weapon. Shinzo throws his gun and Tai, recalling Mutsumi's advice, throws Shinzo a fork. Shinzo uses it to destroy the sniper's gun and they escape. They apologize for the mishap and Tai wonders if Shinzo is okay without bullets. Shinzo says he needs to get used to it to protect the family as their big brother. The next evening, Tai talks to Mutsumi on the phone and she invites him on a date. Suddenly a car stops and a strange man appears. Tai hangs up and the man introduces himself as a police officer named Seiji, who has questions for Tai. At the station, Seiji reveals he has a picture of Tai from his last mission, making Tai nervous. Seiji also has videos of Tai during recent events and accuses him of being responsible for everything. He calls Tai a criminal, threatening to arrest him, but believes Tai is working with a secret organization and offers to help him receive a lighter penalty if he cooperates. Tai is offered a lighter penalty if he sells everyone out, but he refuses, claiming he doesn't know anything. Seiji gives him some water, but Tai knows it has truth serum mixed in, so he avoids drinking it. Seiji forces it into his mouth, but Tai catches it with a balloon and continues to play dumb. Seiji suddenly attacks, and Tai realizes there are dead bodies in the room. Seiji explains he just eliminated a drug dealer and isn't afraid to take the law into his own hands. He threatens to kill Tai, but Tai notices a thread. Realizing that Ichiro is involved, Tai insists he doesn't know anything. Seiji is about to hit him, but Tai dodges, and the blow shatters the wall. Ichiro, who has been listening in, mocks Seiji for his poor performance. Tai demands an explanation, and Ichiro reveals that Seiji is his friend and has been covering up the family's activities in exchange for their help with his investigations. Ichiro asks Seiji if Tai passed the test, and Seiji confirms Tai didn't snitch and looks forward to working with him. Seiji mentions a big job for Ichiro, but realizes it's time for his next mission and leaves. The next day, Tai is exhausted from lack of sleep. Worrying Mutsumi, Ichiro enters the classroom as a substitute teacher and starts giving a lecture. Tai is about to doze off but senses a chalk approaching at high speed and dodges it just in time, leaving a hole in the wall. Ichiro uses Morse code to tell Tai that he must learn to control his sleeping patterns, comparing him to a dolphin that only deactivates a portion of its brain to rest. Tai thinks it's impossible because humans need sleep to survive. Ichiro warns Tai that he will throw more chalk if he sees him sleeping. Mutsumi tells Ichiro to back off, thinking he just wants to torture Tai. Ichiro is overjoyed that Mutsumi is talking to him and assures her that Tai can pass his test. Ichiro suddenly crushes a pellet, filling the room with sleeping gas. Mutsumi, wearing a gas mask, is annoyed as everyone falls asleep. Ichiro sees Tai sleeping and throws multiple chalks, but Tai defends himself. Mutsumi is surprised, realizing Tai can move while sleeping. Ichiro, impressed, continues to throw chalks until the class ends. That evening, Tai can no longer return to the half-awakened state, and everyone finds him creepy because they see him sleepwalking. The next day, Tai reads a manual on how to date like a spy, worried that he's not spending enough time with Mutsumi and that their marriage could end in divorce. He is about to invite her out when he receives a call from Seiji, who has an urgent mission. Tai goes to an amusement park where Seiji tells him to catch a dangerous couple causing trouble with their guns, but doesn't know what they look like. So he advises Tai to be on the lookout for suspicious behavior. Surrounded by couples, Tai feels conspicuous, but Mutsumi approaches, saying she knows about his mission and plans to help him blend in. She mentions suspicious people around them and assures Tai she can defend herself. Tai notices a sweet couple having a good time and tries to mimic the man's compliment by telling Mutsumi she can unleash high kicks with her outfit. Mutsumi replies it's easy to move around in, and Tai realizes he's struggling to keep her entertained. They see a suspicious couple entering a roller coaster and decide to follow them. Everyone enjoys the ride, but Tai falls asleep because it's nothing compared to his training. After the ride, they continue observing the couple, realizing they aren't dangerous. They see another couple who seem like troublemakers, but turn out to be normal after making out. Mutsumi notices another suspicious couple, and Tai decides to observe them as they enjoy coffee. He hears the man talking about a special item and thinks he has a gun, but the man pulls out a ring and proposes. Tai is frustrated at the lack of leads, holding a rose and thinking about making Mutsumi happy. He hears the sweet couple arguing and is shocked because they were so close during the ride. They suddenly pull out guns and everyone panics as they start shooting. Tai takes cover, upset that his rose was shot, and he shoots the couple with his electric bullets. The police arrive to arrest them, and Seiji thanks Tai for his help, saying he did a good job. Ichiro learns about the incident and appears upset because Tai went on a date with Mutsumi. We see Tai and Mutsumi on the Ferris wheel. Mutsumi mentions that they were able to enjoy all the attractions, and Tai wonders why she didn't want to ride the Ferris wheel until they finished the other rides. She explains that she wants to enjoy the sunset with him. He gives her a rose, saying it was damaged during the shootout, but he decides to give it to her to thank her for everything she has done for him. She accepts it, and they spend the rest of the day together. Back at the house, Shawn is exhausted as she finally completes her mission. She prepares to sleep, but a mysterious girl suddenly hacks her system. Shawn fights back against the hacker, and we see her character running after a hedgehog. But the girl disconnects her computer and gets away. When Shawn turns it back on, she sees that the hacker stole pictures of Tai. The next morning, Tai and Mutsumi run into Shawn and wonder why she looks so tired. She mentions the hacker, finding it strange that they only took pictures of Tai, which gives him a bad feeling. Tai and Mutsumi head to school, thinking about what the hacker was after, but they are suddenly stopped by some needles as the mysterious girl appears. Tai decides to run, but they can't get away, so he prepares to fight. The girl suddenly attacks him, but he manages to push her back. The girl declares her love for him, but also mentions she's trying to kill him. Mutsumi recognizes her as Ayaka, the manhunter spy. Ayaka isn't fond of the nickname, but Mutsumi explains that she uses her spy techniques to follow men she has fallen in love with, and stabs them with her needles. Ayaka reveals that she fell in love with Tai after seeing a video of him on the dark web, but it also led to a certain company putting a bounty on him. She suddenly throws her needles up, revealing that other people are after Tai for the bounty. But Ayaka starts losing it, wanting Tai all for herself. Tai mentions he's married to Mutsumi, so he can't let himself be killed. Ayaka cries, wishing she could kill Mutsumi immediately, but reveals she got permission from Ichiro to target Tai on the condition that she doesn't touch Mutsumi. Tai and Mutsumi can't believe Ichiro would allow this. Ayaka suddenly throws needles all around them, but tells them she will see them again soon as she leaves. They get to school and Ayaka is introduced as a new transfer student. She's given the seat next to Tai. As she heads to her seat, she trips and throws a needle at him, but he manages to stop it. Tai goes about his normal day, continuously dodging attacks from Ayaka. He has lunch with Mutsumi, and he just keeps dodging Ayaka's attempts. Ayaka starts to become desperate, using her needles on everyone else in the class, explaining that she injected them with a mind-controlling poison. She orders them to grab Tai, and they all hold him down. She prepares to finish him off, but Mutsumi gets in the way, telling Ayaka she's gone too far. At that moment, the bounty hunter from earlier appears and shoots at Ayaka for revenge, but Mutsumi pushes her out of the way and Tai fires his gun at the man. He checks on Mutsumi, and Ayaka wonders why she saved her. Mutsumi mentions she's happy there is someone else who can see how great Tai is. Ayaka sees her as an angel and falls in love with her. As they head home, Ayaka clings to Mutsumi, now wanting to kill Tai so she can have Mutsumi for herself. Tai isn't happy with this, but he suddenly gets a call from Shawn. They meet with her in her room, and Mutsumi reveals that Shawn is always looking for people to play games with. Tai is confused, but Shawn starts the game, revealing they just need to defeat the enemies that appear. They start playing, and Shawn mentions it's time for the boss. Tai is surprised it's so soon, and they fight against a train monster. Tai mashes his controller, and they manage to defeat the boss. At that moment, the news reports a runaway train that has suddenly come to a stop. Shawn reveals that she hacks into the systems of her targets and converts it into a game she must clear to do her job. She notes that she can't always do it alone, revealing a helicopter about to crash into a power plant. They prepare to play the next game and see they need to defeat a dragon. Shawn gives Tai a revival item just in case, and they start fighting against the Aro monsters. Tai struggles against them, but somehow activates God mode. Shawn yells at him for using cheats. The dragon gets closer to the target, but Shawn uses a combo, dodging the dragon's breath, and takes it out. Tai is impressed, but the game isn't over as countless dragons suddenly appear. It's a swarm of drones. Shawn thinks it's over for them, but Tai gets an idea. He uses the revival item to bring back the dragon, and they start wiping out the drones. They see the helicopter shooting them down, and Shawn is impressed it's working. However, a few drones manage to get past. Ayaka suddenly appears and takes them out, determined to get some pictures of Mutsumi. Tai and Shawn manage to finish off the rest of the drones, and the mission is finally cleared. Shawn compliments Tai on his plan, but insists on playing more games with him, refusing to let him leave. We meet a spy named Oga, who sees Tai in a magazine and finds him interesting, but his companion Suya isn't interested, saying they need to focus on their mission. We see Tai in the middle of his training session, when he receives a call from Nano, who mentions that he needs Tai to pick him up. He reveals that he has snuck into a laboratory manufacturing a biological weapon called Sodom, and his mission is to neutralize it. Nano explains that it's stored in a capsule and will kill everyone within a 10 kilometers radius if it detonates. However, he has eaten it, making Tai worry about his safety. Nano reassures him that his body is special because his organs can detoxify it in 3 hours, but he starts to feel drowsy. Tai reminds him that he's still in the middle of his mission, but Nano reveals that he put everyone in the lab to sleep and tells Tai to save him before the guards notice. He then falls asleep. Tai goes to the lab and realizes that the guards have been knocked out, thinking Nano isn't responsible for this. He gets spotted by a guard who suddenly gets knocked out as Olga and Sui arrive. They recognize Tai, knowing he's in the middle of a mission. Sui reveals they are from a group called Hinagiku, an intelligence unit controlled by the government. Their mission is to neutralize the lab. Olga uses his senses to survey the area and realizes there are guards below them, so Sui thinks they're protecting an underground base. They are about to continue their mission, but Olga wants to see Tai in action, so he tells him to join them. Tai recalls that they just saved him, so he decides to trust them. They defeat the guards together, and Tai sees Nano still sleeping. Olga suddenly tries to attack Nano, revealing that their mission is to kill him. Sui explains that they use Tai to lead them to Nano, knowing his goal is to rescue him. Sui thinks Nano is a threat because he ingested the biological weapon, so they need to kill him for national security. Tai protects Nano, threatening to shoot them. Sui attacks with ridiculous speed, and Tai collapses from his injuries. Sui calls him a fool for letting his guard down. Wondering why he was accepted into Mutsumi's family, Sui prepares to kill Nano, but Nano suddenly wakes up, saying he has detoxified Sodom. He shows them a patch test revealing that his sweat doesn't contain poison. Sui believes him and takes the patch test for documentation. He gives Nano an ointment to heal Tai's injuries, but mentions that Tai is too weak to be a spy. Sometime later, we see Tai being trained by Ichiro, who shows him a magazine mentioning his defeat by the Hinagiku. Ichiro becomes upset, revealing they have been receiving terrible reviews recently. Thinking Tai is ruining their family's reputation, Ichiro calls him weak, reminding him that he can't even save Nano. Nano suddenly arrives with Mutsumi telling Ichiro to apologize for his actions. They save Tai, but he blames himself, thinking he's too weak to be in the family. Ichiro tells him he can redeem himself by defeating the Hinagiku. We see Sui on a train arguing with a man who is taking up too much space. The man threatens to kill him, so Sui cuts his clothes to pieces. He realized that Tai is watching him and asks if he wants to get revenge. We learn that Ichiro told Tai to steal the Hinagiku intel, explaining that the best way to defeat spies is to gather information about them. Tai admits that he lacks experience and wants to learn by stalking Sui. As the train reaches a station, Sui starts walking away with ridiculous speed. Tai struggles to catch up but manages to reach him. Sui suddenly attacks, destroying Tai's clothes. The guards surround him, thinking he's insane, but he continues to follow Sui for days, observing his behavior. Sui always catches Tai and destroys his clothes to get rid of him. We see Sui and Olga fighting a group of thugs. As Tai joins the fight, Sui attacks him, but Tai tries to evade. Olga realizes that Tai's pants are still intact, but Sui attacks again. Nano, back at the mansion, searches for Tai, and Ichiro reveals he's using Tai as a chopping board. Nano asks if Tai is okay. Tai explains that he doesn't stand a chance against the Hinagiku, thinking he's lame and wants to get stronger for the family. Nano tells him he's amazing because he always surprises everyone with his actions. Ichiro thinks Tai enjoys the habit of getting stripped naked, but Nano punches him away. Tai realizes that everyone has a habit. The next evening, Tai approaches Sui as he cleans a gravestone. Sui becomes annoyed and threatens to kill him. He attacks with incredible speed, but Tai manages to catch him, realizing that Sui always starts his attacks by aiming for the center. Tai throws him away and recovers. Understanding why Tai was accepted into Mutsumi's family, Sui orders Olga to take care of Tai, so he wraps Tai with bandages, saying he's impressed that Tai was able to avoid Sui's attack. Sui explains that Tai was able to discover his habits, thinking Tai has potential, so he decides to spare his life. The next day, Tai realized that he has been featured in the magazine again, but it calls him a pervert because he always runs around naked. Nano thinks he has a strange habit and can't believe this is happening, but Mutsumi tells him she still loves him. We see Tai and Mutsumi walking in the park as Tai wonders where they're going. Mutsumi greets Sui, and Tai can't believe this, realizing she arranged a meeting with the Hinagiku. She reveals that she knows Sui, but tells him she's angry because he tried to kill Nano. Sui explains that he was just following orders. Sui takes them to a cafe, where he orders a drink with a ridiculous name. The bartender tells them to enjoy as he opens a trap door, causing them to fall. Sui welcomes them to the Hinagiku and tells Mutsumi to enjoy her drink, but advises Tai to look ahead. Tai realizes that it's filled with traps, as Sui explains that it's designed to get rid of intruders. Tai struggles to survive and manages to reach the bottom, but Sui warns him is about to crush him to death. The leader of the Hinagiku, Ren, punches the ball, shattering it in an instant. She wonders if Tai can protect Mutsumi, calling him a weakling. They have a tea party together as Mutsumi reveals that Ren was Ichiro's classmate, but she doesn't like him. We learn that Ren is also fond of Mutsumi and wants Tai to protect her, thinking Ichiro is a threat to her. Sui thinks Tai is the weakest spy in the world, but Mutsumi defends him, saying his soul is incredibly strong. There's suddenly an explosion as Kuro arrives, threatening to kill Ren if she doesn't hand over Mutsumi. Ren tells him to leave, but he refuses, thinking she's trying to corrupt Mutsumi. He attacks her, but she fights back, and they start exchanging blows, creating shockwaves that threaten everyone in the base. Mutsumi tries to stop them, but they realize they're about to hit her. Tai saves her but takes the full force of the blows and collapses. Mutsumi becomes upset, telling them she won't talk to them if they keep causing trouble. They stop fighting, and Ren realizes that Tai is tougher than he looks. After that, Ren gives Tai a mission, telling him that the Hinagiku has been investigating a politician named Yuri. Everyone loves him, thinking he's an amazing person, but they learn he's working with 3 spies who committed crimes to help him work his way up. Ren explains that the next election is about to take place, so she thinks he's going to make a move, revealing that the Hinagiku discovered a bomb during one of their missions. She adds that they were able to arrest a smuggler, who revealed that he was selling bombs to his customer, and they think he was referring to Yuri. However, she knows it isn't enough to arrest him, so they need to learn about his plans before he detonates the bombs. Tai wonders why she's giving him this mission, so she explains that he's harder to detect because he isn't a member of the Hinagiku. They disguise him as a girl, and Ren explains that Yuri wants to hire a female assistant. She tells him to gather information about the bombs. We witness Yuri attending an event, introducing his new assistant. Suddenly, a group of men interrupts, labeling him a tyrant. His supporters clash with them, leading to a scuffle. A speaker topples, nearly hitting the group's leader, but Yuri intervenes, asserting their right to voice opinions. Moved by his gesture, everyone watches as medics escort Yuri away in an ambulance. Later, we discover it was all staged. Spies remove disguises, showing Yuri a popularity graph. He instructs them to spread his video to sway voters. Tai, observing from hiding, despises Yuri's tactics and seeks to expose him. Back at the office, Tai scrutinizes Yuri's documents but finds nothing incriminating. Yuri's campaign thrives, though Tai suspects underhanded methods. Concerned about potential bombs, Tai observes Yuri's team using dance moves to covertly communicate. He realizes they're planning an attack involving bombs. Yuri meets the Prime Minister, viewing him as a threat, and detonates a bomb. However, it turns out to be a fountain explosion planted by Tai. Yuri threatens Tai, revealing another bomb. Amid the standoff, Yuri shoots, but the bullets are fake. Sui intervenes, disarming Yuri and his spies, arresting them. As Yuri is taken away, Tai learns about Yuri's knowledge of his family's tragedy, hinting at hidden truth in the world. During transit, Yuri escapes using a bomb-disguised earring. Back at the mansion, Nano prepares a potion, anticipating Tai's peril. Mutsumi worries for Tai and prepares a feast for him. Meanwhile, their siblings prepare for Tai's return with mixed emotions. Ichiro seems indifferent, assuming Tai won't survive. Tai rescues a driver and receives a call from Sui, revealing they anticipated Yuri's escape. Sui discloses Yuri's identity as a legendary spy believed dead, once known as Kurogawa. They track Yuri, expecting him to lead them to the kidnapped Prime Minister. Yuri sits with the Prime Minister, watched by everyone. He discloses his disinterest in politics, revealing his true identity to the Prime Minister. Yuri explains his vendetta, involving his daughter's loss and vengeance on politicians. The Prime Minister remains silent despite Yuri's threats, prompting Kurogawa to prepare for execution. Tai intervenes, destroying a camera and urging Kurogawa to release the Prime Minister. Kurogawa counters with knowledge of an electric revolver that could harm the Prime Minister if Tai acts. He fires his weapon, but misses, as Tai charges in suddenly. Attempting a technique, Tai is swiftly subdued by Kurogawa, who reveals familiarity with the move, taught to Tai by Futaba. Kurogawa admits he's not the best fighter but excels in exploiting information to defeat opponents. When Tai questions Kurogawa's masquerade as Yuri, Kurogawa discloses his revenge motive, hired by politicians for his information-exploiting prowess. In a flashback, we see Kurogawa doing politicians' dirty work, celebrating his daughter's birthday after losing his wife. His daughter receives a gift that explodes, killing her and revealing the politician's attempt on Kurogawa's life for outliving his usefulness. Back in the present, Kurogawa explains masquerading as a politician to lure the Prime Minister's allies, a strategy he deems flawless. Tai attempts an attack but is protected by Kurogawa's spies. Warned he stands no chance. Kurogawa offers to reveal the truth about Tai's family if he stands down, but Tai refuses. Unwilling to risk more lives, Sui intervenes, causing Kurogawa's spies to fall. Sui orders Tai to arrest Kurogawa, who attempts a knife attack, thwarted when Tai reveals the knife is poison. Tai strikes Kurogawa, who acknowledges Sui as the Hanika squad leader, skilled but underestimated. The spies boast elemental powers and attack with their ultimate technique, countered by Sui. Tai senses a presence and draws his sword, perceiving a watcher. Recovering, Tai faces Kurogawa, reminded of his family's loss. Reflecting on his depression and Mutsumi's support, Tai rejects accepting reality, charging in. Kurogawa, predicting Tai's moves, is stunned when Tai employs Sui's technique, learned from Ichiru on how to improvise against knowledgeable foes. Tai uses Nano's antidote for speed, dodging Kurogawa's attack and using Kingo's fake skin to disarm him. Tai destroys Kurogawa's gun with wires, overpowering him. Defeated, Kurogawa respects Tai's resilience, giving him a note revealing his family's truth. Shot suddenly, Kurogawa urges Tai to live without fear before dying. Sui arrives, suspecting an assassin, praising Tai's mission success. Time passes. Tai reads the note. Finding Kurogawa's daughter's burial place. Paying respects, Tai follows Kurogawa's instructions, obtaining a mysterious item. Returning to the mansion, Tai is welcomed warmly. Futaba notices Ichiro's sadness at Tai's survival. Ren throws Tai a party, thanking him with ingredients gathered by hand. Iroh arrives with drinks, accepted begrudgingly by Ren. Yusui butchers animals. Tai cooks, sharing with Mutsumi until Ichiru disrupts with a food fight. Ren tries to stop the chaos. Oga ends up hit. Sui uses his technique to catch food, warning Tai of its toll. Afterward, Tai ponders the mysterious item holding family secrets. Mutsumi reassures him, kissing him to ease his fears. They find a marble in the box containing a recording Ichiro threatens to destroy. Rin restrains Ichiro, urging Tai and Mutsumi to flee. Returning to the mansion, Ayaka surprises Tai, there to protect against assassins. Mutsumi reveals Ayaka's new role as their maid, inviting her to stay. Ayaka reveals she's aware of the events from their last mission and takes the marble from Tai, handing it to Shawn, who explains its damage and will require time for analysis. Ayaka informs Tai about the bounty on his head, fearing assassins will come after him. She proposed to help by attempting to assassinate him so he can learn self-defense. Tai objects to the idea, but Mutsumi insists it's for his own good. One evening, Tai, exhausted, is surprised when Mutsumi tries to prepare tea, but finds Ichiro has run out of tea leaves. Tai takes a bath, but Ayaka warns him not to let his guard down and attacks him, accidentally triggering a trap that electrocutes her. Tai breaks the wall, grabs the main power source, endures the electrocution, and destroys the trap. He admonishes Ayaka for her recklessness. Ichiro suddenly arrives, suspecting Tai of cheating on Mutsumi and threatening him with a torture device. Tai escapes, and though Mutsumi observes the tense situation. She believes Ayaka is fitting in with their family. The next day, as Tai prepares for his mission, Mutsumi reminds him he forgot his phone. Ayaka, suspicious, confronts Tai about a caller named Kahoru, accusing him of hiding something due to his recent strange behavior. During a date with Mutsumi, Tai questions why she brought Goliath along. Mutsumi explains Goliath is a special breed that has undergone countless modifications and protects the family head. Goliath suddenly grows in size, knocking Tai down, and despite Mutsumi's efforts to control him, Goliath runs off, leaving Tai struggling to keep up. He collapses as Mutsumi checks on him, and they discover a bomb attached to a balloon. Tai shields everyone as it explodes. Upset, Goliath sniffs out the bomb fragments, tracks down the culprit's location, and Mutsumi uses a machine to analyze the situation. They communicate with the bomber, who wanted to kill Mutsumi due to her perceived weakness. Mutsumi warns him not to threaten her family, and Goliath apprehends the culprit. Afterward, Tai receives a call requiring him to return to the mansion. Mutsumi orders Goliath to take them back, and Tai rides him to get there in time. However, Ayaka unexpectedly attacks Tai, accusing him of cheating. She shows him a picture suspecting he's been dating someone, and Ichiro is furious, ready to torture him. Two members of the Hinagiku arrive. Momiji introduces herself and delivers a package to Tai, knowing he's in trouble and wanting to help. She's with her grandfather, Karu, whom Mutsumi recognizes as the one trying to call Tai. Karu explains he was working with Tai to get Ichiro's favorite tea, extremely rare and gathered through dangerous missions as a thank you to Ichiro for looking after him. Kahoru kept it secret to surprise Ichiro, proving his innocence. Ayaka apologizes, but Ichiro remains obstinate until Goliath intervenes, punishing him. Mutsumi thanks Tai for the tea, grateful for such a thoughtful husband.